How'd you get that name, man?
Shit, honestly.
We put the mic in front of you and the applesauce or juice.
It's apple juice.
Hey, man, I respect it.
It's my juice box.
I like that, bro.
But
it's better than lean, right? You can't get addicted to Honest Kids organic super fruit punch, and if you did, you wouldn't have withdrawals if you stopped drinking it.
I be having Honest Kids withdrawals, I'm not gonna lie.
Honest Kids withdrawals? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. I'm sure it's good, right?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. So your name, how do we get to it?
Shit, it's a long story. If I'm summing it up, like...
Can we get the mic
closer?
Yeah,
here.
There we go.
Right.
There we go.
So, like, long story short, I was in school, I was going through some shit.
Okay.
Dipped and dabbed and some shit. Felt like that was bad for me.
What were you doing?
Drugs. So, like, that shit had me feeling crazy. I felt like if I kept doing that, I would destroy myself. Then before that, I spent a bunch of time by myself, so I just called myself lonely because I really was by myself. I was homeschooled, spent a lot of time in the crib and shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So quite a literal name.
Mm-hmm. Very literal.
Yeah. What was your drug of choice in school?
Xanax.
The Xans, man.
Yep. Xanax for fire. They're not fire, but they were. I was going to
say, was this prior to like the fentanyl thing being a thing?
Yeah, this when drugs were pure.
Right.
Like, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Molly was Molly, your Xans was Xans.
Now it's like a fucking roulette, right?
I don't do none of that shit that much no more because I'm scared of that.
When you say that much no more,
I still get high. Don't everybody get high?
I mean, I eat shrooms and smoke weed.
I eat shrooms and smoke weed, and that's all I do.
That's good. I mean, I feel like, you know what? I have heard, though, randomly that there's like some weed that's laced with fentanyl. I don't know where they're selling that shit at. Have you heard that? It's a thing.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I smoke one weed, though, so that won't ever come my way.
Have you ever had a bad edible experience?
I don't like edibles. I have bad edible experiences every time I take edibles. Them shits make me anxious.
They're the worst.
The worst shit in the world.
I don't understand. Like, I have a homie named James who'll eat like 50 milligrams a night.
Wait, James a tweaker.
No, he's a wild boy. But he says he just does it to go to sleep. I'm like, bro, I'd be fucking hallucinating, puking every night.
Like this off the fucking...
What's the worst edible experience you had?
I remember the first time I took edibles. I ain't gonna lie, the first time I was like really smoking weed and shit, like I was one of them niggas like weed made me anxious. So like when I first took an edible, I felt like I was finna die.
Yeah.
The very first time. I can't like fully remember, but I just remember being so scared. I'm like, bro, this is my last time. Like,
yo, that actually has happened to me many times.
That shit is horrible.
I've done edibles 3 times, and each time I was like, you know what, let me try it one more time. Maybe I just had a bad go at it. Way worse than eating shrooms.
Bro, what? Shroom? And you would think like psychedelics would have a nigga tripping, but that shit really like therapeutic.
How, very therapeutic. Have you found any therapy in doing psilocybin?
100%. I microdose often, honestly. So like that's just what I be on.
You microdose right before the interview?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like on my tour, I've been doing that shit. I've been making music like that. Shrooms just... The first time I did shrooms when I tripped, it was like an actual learning experience for me. So I kind of use it for that.
Right.
And then with the microdosing, I just use it to keep myself open throughout the day.
Yeah.
I think of it as like a limitless pill.
Yep.
It's like that.
So the learning experience you had when you first tripped, what was that like?
Shit. It was just how I figured out how I'm going to do all this shit that I'm doing right now.
Wow. So you feel like you unlocked something you weren't 100%. Able to...
Like, the first time I did shrooms and acid, it's just like, it kind of like, I feel like I tapped into the world more, understood like everything a whole lot more, how shit worked. Like, overstanding and understanding though, like on the surface and up under it.
Did you hallucinate at all?
Nah, hell nah.
Off the acid?
On the acid, I definitely hallucinated. I had a bad trip because I took a double dose tab my first time. So I was like super tripping. That was like the worst shit that ever happened to me. I feel like I went through some shit called like ego death.
Yeah.
But I don't even finna talk about that shit on here. But that was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, acid's more visual.
100%.
You do a lot of shrooms, you just get in your fucking feelings, you start thinking about life.
Facts. Shrooms.
Shit's a little more vibrant, the lights are a little more trippy, but you like really are in your fucking head.
Definitely.
Like,
it's like, I call it a super blunt. It's like if you smoke the best weed ever.
Yeah. I like that. The super blunt. That's fair.